Terra Nullius. Terra Nullius was a land rights law that was used in the early Australia in the times of slavery. Today we'll be talking about Terra Nullius and the Aboriginals, and we'll be focused on three main questions. What is Terra Nullius? How was it misused? And what impact did it have on the Aboriginals?
What is Terra Nullius? The term Terra Nullius is a Latin expression that comes from a Roman law meaning land belonging to no one. In the early 1800s, Great Britain used this idea to claim ownership of most of the land in Australia.
How was it misused? In 1770, Captain James Cook landed in Botany Bay and claimed possession of the east coast of Australia for Britain under the doctrine of terra nullius. According to the international law of Europe in the late 18th century, there were only three ways that Britain could take possession of another country. One, if the country was uninhabited, Britain could claim and settle that country. In this case, it could claim ownership of the land. Number two, if the country was already inhabited, Britain could ask permission from the indigenous people to use some of their land. In this case, Britain could purchase their land for its own use, but it could not steal the land of the indigenous people. Number three was, if the country was inhabited, Britain could take over the country by invasion and conquest. In other words, defeat the country in war. However, even after winning a war, Britain would have to respect the rights of the indigenous people. Britain did not follow any of these rules in Australia. Since there were already people living in Australia, Britain could not take possession by settling this country. However, from the time of Captain Cook's arrival, the British government acted as if Australia was uninhabited. So instead of admitting that it was invading land that belonged to the Aboriginal people, Britain acted as if it was settling an empty land.
The first European explorers to land in Australia did not find many people there. They also did not see any signs of settlement. They found a few small dwellings, but they did not see any permanent dwellings or evidence that crops were grown or any animals and any signs of life. The Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, however, did not use their land in the same way as the Europeans did. The way of Aboriginal ownership of the land did not involve farming and the building of permanent structures. Instead, indigenous Australian peoples were nomadic and traveled from place to place within their tribal lands. They regarded themselves as part of the land rather than its owners. This difference allowed the British to claim that the land was unoccupied and that it was available to them.
What impact did it have on the Aboriginals? One of the major impacts of Terra Nullius was the stolen generations. This is where children with Aboriginal mothers and European white fathers, also known as half caste, were taken away from their families and tribes. They were put in camps and were told that would be the best for them. Another impact was the drop of the Aboriginal race. This was mainly due to the heavy massacres and lack of food and water. The Aboriginals tried to fight back their land from the Europeans, but these brave warriors with spears and arrows stood no chance against the white men with musketeers. Thank you for watching.